my shepherd, I'll not want. My shepherd, I'll not want. He led me down the line. He led me down the line.
Blessed love, blessed love. Blessed love, my Lord and Empress, Prince and Princess. Blessed love to all the viewers. Tonight we're gonna look on some of the emancipation message made by some of the Prime Minister in the Caribbean. Cause you don't know a man word is his burden, although his word and works. It's not only word alone, you know. So we're gonna look at some of the Prime Minister's emancipation message in the Caribbean. We do give thanks. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. Keep more conscious content coming at you. Yeah, so this is the first Prime Minister we're gonna take a look at. St. Lucia, newly elected Prime Minister, St. Lucia Labour Party. Them say the St. Lucia Labour Party is a affiliate to the PMP. So we are going to hear where the St. Lucia Prime Minister Emancipation Day message was.
Fellow St. Lucians, today, 1st August, is the anniversary of one of the most significant, if not the most significant event in our history. It was on this date in 1838 that slavery was abolished in the British Empire, and the persons of African descent who were enslaved on the plantations in the British West Indies were granted their freedom. In St. Lucia, 13,285 persons from 384 plantations on the island were freed from slavery. I believe that in the past, the commemoration of this momentous event has not received the importance that it deserves, and for many, Emancipation Day has just been another holiday in St. Lucia, and not a day of reflection to the true meaning of the occasion. In our country, there are few organizations like ICA who over the years have consistently observed this anniversary. Today, I salute them.
Yeah, you hear the man say, there are those who always keep this day a significant day. The man mentioned Haika, that is a Rastafari group in a St. Lucia where bring all Rastafari group, you know, together. So you see the Prime Minister mentioned Rastafari in an Emancipation Day speech. We don't see the Jamaica Prime Minister Andrew Holness say nothing about Rastafari. And now we make Emancipation be a holiday in a 1997 PJ Patterson when him announced it in a Morant Bay Square. Around a Paul Bogle statue. Him say if I never had the Rastaman them always write him. So him make, you know, to make this day, the 1st of August, a national holiday. So we're going to hear more what the St. Lucia Prime Minister say.
A few organizations like ICA who over the years...
You hear a few organizations like ICA.
Today, I salute them. This message today from me as Prime Minister is a signal that from now, this government will make the 1st of August a major event.
Major event. You hear that?
Our self-esteem, our dignity, our respect for the lives and struggles of our forefathers demand this of us. For while slavery was abolished in St. Lucia and other British territories 183 years ago, the mindset and racial attitudes that brought African people to the Caribbean and the Americas as slaves still lingers.
Slavery still a go on.
We have graphically witnessed in the USA the unwarranted killing of the African-American George Floyd in Minnesota last year, and that of our own Beaufort Jean the year before in Texas, and that of so many other African Americans. These events have shocked the consciousness of the entire world, resulting in a universal cry for racial equality, human rights, and justice for all.
Yeah, that brother, your son.
As we commemorate
conscious.
emancipation,
We not hear enough prime minister talk like him.
Discrimination, poverty, disease, drug abuse, marginalization, and inequality continues. We must, as a people, continue that resistance, remembering the struggle of our forefathers. Emancipation Day calls for us to pay homage to the resistance of armed rebellions like the 1794-1798 Brigand Wars in St. Lucia and the 1804 Haitian Revolution. The commemoration tells us that the resistance has not ended, and we must power the development of our country through education, commitment, discipline, hard work, and the determination to succeed. This was the heritage they left us, and this is a heritage we must preserve and protect. As we recognize this occasion, we are also to remind ourselves that we have to fight against attitudes that belittle our patrimony and cultural heritage whenever and wherever they exist. As one people, we are to respect our patrimony and observe our cultural heritage. The government of St. Lucia will always support the preservation of our heritage and the importance of sustainable use of the environment. In this regard, the government of St. Lucia will immediately reinstate the government subvention to the St. Lucia National Trust. Our government will also lend full support to the Caribbean Reparation Commission in its efforts to obtain reparation justice from our former colonial powers.
You hear that? The man say him government are going to continually lend support to the reparation committee in the Caribbean. We not hear the Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Olner say nothing but reparation and repatriation in an Emancipation Day message. You see me I say? And I could hear some more with that Virginia officer. Yeah, you hear what the man say? They are going to lend support to the reparation committee. We not hear the Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Olner say nothing but repatriation and reparation in an Emancipation Day speech.
Lucia will immediately reinstate the government subvention to the St. Lucia National Trust. Our government will also lend full support to the Caribbean Reparation Commission in its efforts to obtain reparation justice from our former European colonial powers. The commemoration of emancipation will not, however, be confined to giving greater recognition to the 1st August. It has to be a continuous process of continuous education, and so this government will take steps to ensure that the African, Caribbean, and St. Lucian history is taught at all levels of our schools.
You hear what the man say again? You must make sure that the African language is taught in the school. So you see where the man meditation is. Yeah, we're going to hear what the Jamaica Prime Minister say now. We're going to hear for him Emancipation Day. How him sound, you know? You, the viewers and the listening public, you can left your comments, you know? Yeah.
183 years ago today, on August 1, 1838, the descendants of trafficked and enslaved Africans, who themselves grew up in generations of slavery, finally celebrated their full freedom as declared in the Emancipation Proclamation. There are many reasons to be considered as to why the British Parliament decided to end slavery as a means of economic and social organization of its colonies. The abolitionist movement and a growing consciousness of the inhumanity of slavery would have played a part. Eric Williams, in his celebrated thesis on capitalism and slavery, contended that sugar and how it was produced through the plantation system became increasingly unprofitable and costly to maintain. However, we must never overlook or underplay the role that our forebears played in resisting and rebelling against slavery. Though the system of chattel slavery was total in its control and dehumanization, it could not completely eliminate our dignity and the spirit of resistance to oppression. Our forebears were not passive and obsequious onlookers, waiting for freedom to be handed to them. No, they actively rejected the idea of enslavement and fought it physically.
You see it? This man are not talk nothing but repatriation and reparation. Him not glorify the Rastafari community, who has always been marching every year. The Bobo Shanty House have a march in Jamaica where we march to Jamaica House. We go to the British High Commissioner and deliver letter concerning repatriation and reparation for all black people worldwide. We'll drop a letter to the Governor General. Every year we do these things, and the Prime Minister them always gone at them big and look for a fat cow and fat goat and fat dog and fat this, fat carrot and fat Irish and all of these things. And be that them go do on Emancipation Day. And don't pay no emphasis on Emancipation Day. Now them a come with what? Emancipendent. You hear the Prime Minister, the St. Lucia Prime Minister before Andrew Holness. You hear him talk, him glorify the Rastafari community, Ika. And him say him a go make the African language in a school. We not hear nothing from this Prime Minister down here, so I say these things. So I know how I go on, you know, but you don't know. 7 brothers, 7 different minds. Some get control. Him talk about the rebellion where our foreparents fight for the year, the revolution. And now if we fight a revolution for where him and the US government and the Chinese government, the COVID-19, how much millions of people so-called with them say COVID, pandemic, kill. Them want to send police to lock us down or beat we. And yes, still them talk about the revolution where our foreparents fight. Better some people not talk.
Passive and obsequious onlookers, waiting for freedom to be handed to them. No, they actively rejected the idea of enslavement and fought it physically, often making the ultimate sacrifice, paying with their lives, as did Sam Sharp and many other nameless fighters. Today, we celebrate, as our forebears did, the day of full freedom. We give thanks for their sacrifice, and we reflect on the dehumanizing system that sought to treat another human being as property, to deny them of any rights, even over their own body and reproductive decisions.
I want to hear what the Prime Minister say now. Deprive them of them right of even over them own body. And that is what he's doing with the vaccine right now. I deprive the soldier. I said the nurse them will take the vaccine, I go get better treatment from the nurse them when I take it. The soldier will take it, I go get better treatment. The police will take it, I go get better treatment. So it's a war between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. Listen to what I'm saying about your body.
And we reflect on the dehumanizing system that sought to treat another human being as property, to deny them of any rights, even over their own body.
Over their own body.
And to control them by inflicting mental and physical pain through lashing. Dehumanizing system that sought to treat another human being as property, to deny them of any rights, even over their own body and reproductive decisions, and to control them by inflicting mental and physical pain through lashing, and other forms of punishment which violated their physical and spiritual being.
So are
As
you,
we
Mr.
celebrate
Prime Minister, not
the freedom
violating
events of
our
this
right
day
at
in the
this
past,
moment? When you're gonna give people special treatment for who take vaccine from who don't take the vaccine, are you not violating our right at this moment? Sir, Honorable Mr. Andrew Holness, most right honorable, as Carden to the wicked Queen of England.
the freedom events of this day in the past, we must also reflect on the condition of our society now. The use of violence has followed us from our history. Presently,
Madness,
there is
which
a
use of
belief
violence
widely held
has
in our
followed us
society
from
that the
our
physical
history.
being of another person
You hear where I'm going to now? I said the use of violence have followed us from our history. That's madness. The use of violence has followed us from slavery and the slave trade. We were not a violent people. The black man never have no crime record, no criminal record until the evil white world pack him up like sardine and bring him in the Western world to build up the evil white world plantation. So before him glorify Rasta, Farai, and the movements for repatriation and reparation and talk about how him gonna make Marcus Garvey books read in the school and African language like the St.